Okay, we're going to be doing something called factoring the difference of two squares. Factoring the difference of two squares. Okay, so what we're going to be doing is we're going to have problems like x squared minus 9, and we're going to factor them. This is how you're going to do it, and they're calling them squares because we're going to be taking the square root of both terms. So the square root of x squared is going to be x and x. The square root of 9 is 3, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a minus 3 and I'm going to put a plus 3 here. So x squared minus 9 factors into x minus 3, x plus 3, and I'm done. What happens here is when I distribute, and if I were to do negative 3 times x and then x times 3, those would end up canceling each other out when I combine like terms. Okay? But if I went through and distributed, double distributed here, I'd come up with x squared minus 9, so that's correct. Okay, number 2. 4y squared minus 36y to the 6th power. Okay, now we're dealing with a new exponent. We're dealing with two numbers here, but that shouldn't be an issue, and I'll show you why. We're going to do each thing individually. The square root of 4 is 2, so I'm going to put a 2 here and a 2 here. The square root of y squared is y and y. Now I have a negative 36. The square root of 36 is 6, so I'm going to put minus 6 and plus 6. And now with my y to the 6th power, I'm just going to cut that exponent in half. So 6 becomes 3 and 3. So that's it. I factored the difference of the two squares. Let's do one more for good measure. Let's say we have 16 y to the 4th minus 100 z to the 2nd. Parentheses. The square root of 16 is 4. I'm going to cut y to the 4th in half. The square root of 100 is 10. And then cutting z in half would just give me z and z. And that's it. That's all you have to do for factoring the difference of two squares.